Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. We're in the Ochicos. Nobody knows where that is.
Nobody really knows where that is. Yeah, we are today very fortunate and excited to sip a sample from our friends Josh and Aaron from Stuff and Whiskey.
Thanks, Josh and Aaron.
This is a sample that we've been sitting on for a very long time because we get a lot of these samples. And so it's been, what, a year and a half?
I know, it's been quite some time, so it's good. I think we're like 0 for how many samples they've given us. We're 0 for that many samples.
I believe this is sample number 4 of 4. So if it's your first time joining us on 5 Sip Friday, we nose the glass, take 5 sips, try and figure out what it is. We say whether or not we like it, and ultimately it's revealed. And if you've given us a sample and you're wondering, when is my sample going to be tasted?
It's coming!
You can see how far behind we are. Let's get right to the nose on this one. Brown sugar, oak, cinnamon.
Maybe some tobacco. Let's start the weekend.
That's nice.
I think this is a Tennessee.
Really?
I don't know. They're from Tennessee.
It's
but
true.
It has a bit of a limestoney palate, a bit of that powdery floral palate that makes me think this may be something in that range.
And my head is immediately screaming, this is wild turkey.
Wow. I'm not getting any of those wild turkey notes, but what do I know?
I'm getting
Not much.
cherry, cinnamon, oak. It hits like a wild turkey bourbon to me.
Huh. I'll have to think about that. Sip number 2?
Let's do this.
Wow. I wish I could remember what tastes like this.
It's kind of a strange whiskey because it had a lot of sweet notes up front, and now it's going a little bitter.
That like powdered floral limestoniness is overtaking my sip on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the heat starting to build.
A little
I'm
heat.
not getting any of that cinnamon that you're talking about.
It's gentle, but it's there.
I am really enjoying the finish on this one. I think it lasts it's a pretty decent finish. Those flavors kind of stick around. It's a little dry, yet a little sticky. It's weird.
It's getting me back here. Little tanginess.
Ooh, now I'm getting a little nuttiness. Could be the PB&J I had for lunch, though.
That's possible. Let's have sip 3.
Boy, oh boy. This is not going to be my day because I am overwhelmingly tasting this floral limestone note that you're not getting. So
really
there's
not.
something about this drink that,
This is that coriander thing or the cilantro thing.
yeah, that's really interesting. It's not that I don't like it. I just cannot. Maybe it's going to be like our sip 5 I finally start getting something, but it's not helping me put the pieces together on this one.
I had cherry early on, and now I'm getting a little bit of like a blueberry, which usually comes with some Jim Beam stuff, but this does not hit me like Jim Beam at all.
Yeah.
What do you think about the proof?
I'm not going to tell you.
All right. Very good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take sip 4 then.
Yeah.
It coats a little bit, doesn't stick around all that long. There is some bitterness, makes me think that it's well aged.
This good sample.
It's tricky.
It is tricky. I can get more flavors on the nose on this one, but man, there's something about that palate that just screams an MGP to me, or
Maybe.
Ooh, I don't know what I'm gonna do on this one. This is not.
You are flummoxed. You're
Yeah,
flustered right
I
now.
am. I usually can do better than this, but this one's really. It's not my day.
Well, what do you think? Do you want to sit with it for a while, or do you want to go on to sip 5 and
Yeah,
just
let's-
take a stab in the dark?
Yeah, let's take a stab in the dark.
I took a bigger sip there. I'm taking little sips, I realized.
Gosh, I'm not getting a ton of fruit. I am getting some vanilla now.
There's a vanilla-flavored chalk.
Gosh, I think that maybe this could be really well aged. Because sometimes when things get over aged, at least in my opinion, it kind of gravitates toward this flavor profile. And I'm stuck in that, like, do I like it? Do I not like it? I feel like I should like it, but it's just a different palate.
It is. I have a guess on this one.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
I don't know. It's reminding me of something. It's reminiscent of a distillery, and it's reminiscent of a proof point, and so I've got some guesses. Do you want to go first, though?
Yes, because you have a guess, and then I don't want that to sway what I'm going to say, which it probably wouldn't. But I'm going to go that this is 118.
Okay. Wow. Really?
I told you, I know nothing about this one.
Yeah.
I-
We are way off together today. One of us is probably going to be closer than the other one. I couldn't tell you which one it's going to be.
Well, I've been underproofing lately. Like, I think things are not as high proof as they are. And so I'm kind of going over. Like, I really don't think it's that warm, but I think it's in the teens somewhere.
Yeah.
So I just threw out 118.
That's totally fair.
I'm going to say this is well aged. I also think that this has a distinct Tennessee-ness to it.
I keep moving to try and be in the sun.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's the sun. The stupid
Yeah.
sun is moving. Stop moving up there.
But I do think this has a distinct Tennessee. I would say it's like an MGP. I don't know. Like
Something from India, a little Indiana, a little
maybe
Tennessee.
a little Indiana, maybe a little Tennessee. I'm not sure. There's something in there. I have no guess. I have zero idea. And in my head, I'm like, I always default to barrel, and I know that's not that. A little Indiana, a little Tennessee, 118. Oh, and I have to say what it is. Gosh, I have no idea. I'm gonna go bourbon, but I actually have no idea.
I think that your proof is way above what I was thinking. I'm thinking 100 proof.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
And-
I'm not warm right now, so I probably shouldn't have gone that high.
I'm thinking like a Kentucky Spirit, which I think is actually higher than 100 proof.
Yeah.
I don't actually recall. So that's what I'll go with. 100 proof, Wild Turkey. I think it's well aged.
Mm-hmm.
And bourbon. I don't know anything more than that,
I know.
but I do have this answer key right here.
Yay!
And thanks again, Josh and Aaron, for this really tricky sample. We obviously are completely on different ends of the
Yeah.
proof spectrum on this one, but we both think it's bourbon.
Yeah.
I think it's Kentucky. You think it's Indiana/Tennessee. Well,
It's somewhere that's not Kentucky.
We're covering a lot of ground today with our guesses.
I feel like we did like semi well last week, so we were due for just to get it all wrong all the time.
There's cherry licorice showing up on the finish here now, which again makes me think Wild Turkey.
Well, Phil was. You did good.
Did I?
Yeah. Kentucky Par, 12 years straight bourbon whiskey, non-distilling producer, mash bill and distillery unknown,
Could be from anywhere.
100 proof at $125 a bottle, non-chill filtered. So you got Kentucky. It is aged. You said 100 proof.
It's called Kentucky Par, but it doesn't. It just says straight bourbon
Oh,
whiskey.
that's true.
So it's possible that it's not from Kentucky.
Well, we'll look into it.
The one thing we got two things right. It's well aged and it's 100 proof.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to say that well, I guess it doesn't have to be Kentucky, but it feels like it's false advertising if it's not.
I want to look this up. I'd love
Yeah.
to know if you've had Kentucky Par 12 years straight bourbon whiskey or anything from Kentucky Par. I don't know if they have other things, but if you've had that whiskey, let us know. Who do you think they're sourcing it from?
Yeah.
Because if they're not distilling, they're getting it from somewhere, and I'd be very, very curious to find out more about this brand and where it comes from.
And we didn't say, did you like it?
Yeah, I did, because I like Wild Turkey
You do,
stuff,
yeah.
and that really, I was really thinking Wild Turkey. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it was my favorite that we've had this year, but as far as bourbons go, while you're on a beautiful lake somewhere around 6,000 feet altitude,
Do a lot worse.
you could do a lot worse. So that's another 5 Sip Friday in the books.
Half in the sun, half in the shade.
A little bit of good and evil here at the Bourbon Van. And join us next week when we'll be in yet another location, hopefully just as beautiful as this, although it's pretty hard to beat. And from wherever we are,
To wherever you are.
cheers.
Cheers. I don't know about this one.
Oh no.